And we are live. Look at us back from the new year, everybody. Happy
Yeah, happy New
2024.
Year to
Happy New
everybody from
Year.
me. I guess you've been
Yeah.
having a lot of shows already saying Happy New Year's.
Yeah, we've
Yes,
been a
yeah,
little busy. A little busy with all the
yeah.
new shows.
Okay,
Well,
congratulations,
we're
posting
already.
your
Thank you.
40,000 followers. You're
Thank you very much. And actually
slowly
this
getting
morning,
to me.
it's all for because of you. And so
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
have 42,261 as of this morning.
42,000. Oh my God, you're
Yeah.
pushing too
42,261
fast.
as of this morning.
You, you're riding on a Porsche, I think.
We're riding on something.
Well, I was quite surprised because I didn't think we were going to make it until the end of the month. But I think we're going to be past 50,000 PDQ. I think
Yes,
so.
I think so as well.
That's great news. Let's drink
And
to
then
that.
up to the 100,000, and then
And then to millions.
yeah,
And then the sky is the limit, or maybe the space, or maybe even beyond. Some black holes maybe are the limits.
We're
So, guys,
we'll try to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. I think that's the goal.
that's a good goal.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna reach it.
I'm hoping
oh, well, we have to wait and see.
it'll get
What's
there.
that World War III, David, that you have there down on
Yeah,
the hashtag?
that's yeah. Hashtag World War III. Yes, that's what we're all
That's
going.
David's
Uh,
new thing.
yeah. The thing is, on Friday, somebody, I heard this thing, and I thought, well, yeah, that's exactly how I'm experiencing life at the moment. Because somebody says I'm worried because everybody else is worried. So yeah, so it's all going to be must be World War III then.
Oh my God.
So I thought we'll just hashtag that, and
Yeah.
just before the world ends, we get a really good Google rating. That's what we're looking for.
I think we already
So
have a
we
really good
die
Google
with
rating,
good
just for the
follower
click.
count.
Yes, we died with
Yeah.
2 million followers. That's
If
the
we're gonna
goal.
die, let's die like famous, okay?
There you go. Well, we kind of are famous in our own little world. I
Of
mean,
course you are. Of
I
course you
told you
are.
that story. My wife was doing business in a city, not in ours, and she was talking about her restaurant in New York. And the guy's like, "I've never been to New York, but I've heard of your restaurant." My wife's like, "How did you hear of this restaurant?" And she says, "Oh yeah, we listen to the Lost Dollar Business Club every Saturday morning, which is one of our shows." And she said they talk about your restaurant all the time in New York City. So I was shocked to hear that we have fans all over the planet. And then when I look at the demographics of our fans, whether it's podcast or YouTube,
Yeah.
everywhere. We're in Europe, we're in Asia, we're in Eurasia, South America,
But
North
where
America.
majority where they come from? Which is the country with the
There's no
most?
majority. We got about
Yeah.
7 to 10% of
And
our listeners are
Antarctica, I think.
yeah, Antarctica.
And
7 to 10% of the listeners come from America, and then the rest, seven
Suriname.
10% Asia, Europe. We got listeners in Russia. I'm not sure why. We have
Russia.
listeners in the
Wow.
Ukraine. Yeah,
Hello,
we have
Russia.
UK. Hello, Russia. Hello, Ukraine. They like us. So yeah, so
They don't like
it's
each
very
other.
interesting. They don't like each other, but they like us. We're gonna bring
well, I
peace.
would I would imagine that if people are listening to us or watching us in Russia, they probably have an issue with the war in the Ukraine because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
not very friendly towards Mr. Putin.
yeah.
So
But
and I
maybe they
left
are
my
not
book. I
either.
left my
So
book
they
downstairs
just
as
cannot
well.
state it somehow. They cannot
Uh,
throw him away.
Oh,
yeah.
they would
Well,
love
we
to
are
throw
not
them away.
happy with Putin, but we are not happy with our leaders on the West as well. And so we are generally not happy with the leaders.
No, the leaders
No,
suck. And actually,
Yeah,
if you
they
look at
suck
what's
big
going on in
time.
America, the leaders are the worst.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that Trump is going to be a president again. Is it true?
Well, I don't know if he's going to be president, but he's certainly going to get the nomination for the Republican Party. Ron DeSantis dropped out yesterday, which
Oh,
was
he did.
Sunday
So
the
he's alone.
21st. It's no Nikki Haley
Yeah.
is the girl that's going up against him, and they're all saying that Nikki could possibly win if she gets a pair of balls really quick.
Hey
And our
man,
problem is she doesn't have it.
I
She doesn't
just
have
saw
any
your
balls.
I just saw your blouse. I didn't see it because I look at your face,
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah.
You're wearing the headache, the
Yeah.
artwork.
I'm wearing,
I
this is
see it.
you.
It's just
Here,
yeah, yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
But just look at it. Oh
Here,
my God,
let
I'm
me,
just not so. My
here,
God, it's
let me help
nice. Do you
everybody
like
out.
it?
There we go. Look at this. This is it. This
You
is, you
like
can get
it?
this in our, get this in our merch store if you want.
Crazy
There you go.
man. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
I know, right? Who knew?
And it's
So
got
yeah,
also
it's very,
on the how do you
Yeah,
call them?
it's all
yeah,
over. It's
It's wrapped.
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
all over.
yeah.
I
It's
have
all over
worn
the
It's
this
place.
nice.
out and
The red
yeah,
sphere.
pops. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Where
does.
what's up?
Yeah, if you get
The
anything else you want to put in the
consciousness.
merch store, let us know. I'll wear it. So I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I wear this a lot on our shows, and I wear the Creation of David, the one, that painting one, on the
Yeah, yeah,
shows as
yeah.
well. And people like
That's
it. I've worn them
very
both
nice.
out in public, which mortifies my wife. She's like,
But
"No," and I wear it, and
I
people
have,
love it.
I have lost. It's somewhere here, but I don't know where it is. I have lost my cup because of
Oh,
the. Yes, we moved. Oh, it's
I know.
somewhere here. I know. I have
Okay.
two, but uh, because of the, guys, I moved
Yeah.
finally. I am 18 kilometers away now from the sea. I am
Are you going to
kind of
survive?
the. I am somewhere. I've been here. It's the third time that I'm coming to this village. It's a village.
Right. Okay.
There are like 100, people here, mainly older.
Right.
And there is one place that it's called the coffee shop, the cafenio, we call it in Greece. It's a
Okay.
center of the village. Everybody meets there.
Yeah,
You can buy drinks, you can buy some food, you can buy cigarettes, stuff like
frappe,
that. You can
nice frappe in the mornings
frappe,
or in the
but we
afternoons.
don't
Right.
drink
Yeah,
frappe so much anymore in Greece. We drink
yeah.
the espresso freddo. That means cold
Oh,
espresso.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And cappuccino if you like, the cream on
yeah,
top.
yeah.
And yeah, it's different. Although it's 18 kilometers, it's 400 meters above us, so it's colder here. It's like 4 or 5 degrees colder. And for me,
Really?
it's yeah, yeah. It took me some time to adapt. It's not that easy. It's been raining like 4 days now,
Like
but
cats and
this is good.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the house is also older. It's smaller
Okay.
and older. It's different. There are pluses and minuses at the same time. Um, I have a room here which is like more like a studio now. I'm very
Okay.
isolated, and it's good for the
But
work,
is
I
that,
think, because
that's a good thing for you that you're
I think it's a
isolated?
good. I think the place here is better for creativity. I have to say that
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
because
I've been
the other
seeing what you've been
place.
putting on Instagram. It's gorgeous. Like all the stuff that you're showing on
Did
Instagram
you
is
see?
really
Did
good.
you see the artwork?
Yes.
You want to see it how it looks now for a while.
Yeah. If you can show, if you got something you can grab, as long as there's no naked
Yeah,
women in it, we're good. So
yeah. There are some naked women.
no, you can't show naked women on YouTube.
Look, this is how it
Oh, that's
looks
beautiful.
now.
Here, let's just
Oh,
do a single
that's
of
really
this.
I
nice.
see the book naked women.
That's not a naked woman. Stop. That looks cool. Very
That's it.
nice.
But
That's nice.
it's in the making because you see
Okay.
the aluminum foil there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
see where the white here is going to be aluminum foil was white.
Okay.
That
yeah.
Very
that
nice.
I like it just as with that three color palette. That's
Yeah, that's
just
beautiful.
just
Yeah,
as
you're
it
going to
is.
stay
Like,
like
but
this, but it will have the aluminum foil, and also I will put the glossy medium on top so that it's shiny and it's
Nice.
more prestigious and it's
yeah,
more nice.
Very
It's a
pretty.
face,
Very
and
pretty.
I'm
Nice.
coming
Look
back
at you being
here.
creative in your new house.
Yeah, yeah, and also digital, also a lot of stuff.
but what about the sea then, Adam? Are you going to miss that then, taking the dog down to the sea in the mornings?
Well, look, the dog. I was worried about the dog because I love her so much, and she's like my child. She's sleeping here, right in front of the
Like mine. Mine's
warming
over there.
place.
Mine's over in the
Yeah,
corner sleeping.
she's my white shadow. She's
Okay.
wherever I'm going, she's there. But look, she was born here. We found her here in this
Oh
village.
wow.
She came back to her place, and
Okay.
there are new dogs around. With one, she's not going very well, and she's
Right.
fighting all the time. But there is another dog that resembles a lot to her, and I think it's a family, and I call her a cousin. and they like each other, and they will try to make children, but we'll not allow it.
Right.
We will sterilize it her anyway. It's about
That's
time.
cute. That's cute.
Yeah, but oh, they when there's the time that they want to make children, it's suffering for them. It's not like
Right.
with us. It's suffering. They need to go to to find a pair,
All
a
right.
match, and but with this guy, the children will be the same. I mean, they look very close to each other. I mean, because she's not. She's a mix.
Right.
I think she's a
Yeah.
Connie, a small Greek old ancient breed with a golden retriever, I think.
Okay. Very nice. My
But
dog's that.
but the
My dog
smaller
has
one,
four different breeds in her too.
or different, and though,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
because
see, what we did is
Yeah.
we
We
did the DNA test. We're in America, right? So we're stupid. We did the DNA test. So
oh, don't
we
worry, there
like
are stupid people all over the world.
I know,
It's
but
not
I
only
just
in
so we did the
America.
DNA test, so we know what her DNA is. It was more for the
The whole
health
planet
because we
is
were worried
stupid.
about if she got sick or if there's something we need to be aware of. So yeah, so she just had her second birthday on the 14th. So
Oh,
she's a rescue.
happy
Yeah.
birthday
So
to her.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
the mixed
Well,
breeds, they live longer. I think they have
I agree.
well,
longer life.
they're the nice ones. They're the wacky ones. I mean, we call them Heinz 57 in the UK.
Yeah, we call them
Because
here
you
too.
don't, so because you don't kind of know what they are and where they come from.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's some of them that are really beautiful because they're just this yeah, wonderful mix of life and joy, bundles of joy. I mean, where I live, we have a cat in the house, but I live
you
right
have a
next to the
cat in the
woods here.
house. Cat
Yeah,
in the
I've
house, or the cat in the hat?
cat in the hat,
Cat in
cat
the
in the
hat in the
house.
house. All right.
Yeah, cat
Cat
in the
and mouse in the
house,
house.
and we live right near to the woods here. But this is actually dog country, so
Uh-huh.
everybody's got dogs.
Yes, Netherlands is dog country.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
so and they parade them up and down, you know, various degrees of pedigree. Walk past the window in
Right.
between the horses because we also have horses that are regularly come
Oh,
past the front of the house. And when you, yeah, which is great, which is great when you're standing up. Slightly more challenging when you're sitting down, looking out the window because you're just looking at the same height really as the anus of the uh, horse as it comes by. So yeah, that's a different look on
So
life.
wait, I understand? You look at
is the cat
anus.
riding the horses?
Yeah, you look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
antithesis.
lots of pretty young girls riding their horses. So
Really? We
they
should just
come
have a
clippity
camera out your
clopping
window
along.
24/7. I bet you we'd do really well. That would be a lot of views.
Yeah, yeah, it would,
Two
yeah.
millions
I don't know why you didn't tell
in
me this. I
today.
didn't know why you didn't tell me this sooner. I would have been like David. So well,
Well,
YouTube
it
live
was
24/7.
Yeah. No, so mostly at the
time.
weekends. So
We could do 24 live on the weekends.
there you
So
go. There you
they
go.
can all wave at the camera and stop and everything.
One
But
day we
yeah,
were out with the dog, and we just we because we so in general the dog is very happy here because she's
Right.
playing with. We have here is much greener. We have a lot of olive trees. It's like a
Oh
forest of
wow.
olive trees here, and underneath the trees there is this black. The sign of Ireland is a three. How it's called?
clover.
Yeah, clover.
Over.
Yeah, it's full of
Yeah,
clover now. It's full. It's totally green. It's totally green, like a
yeah,
sea of green. It's here, and she likes playing there a lot because she runs and she, plays. And I throw her some stakes, and then she goes
Right.
there. And one day we play with, and suddenly a rabbit just pops up from nowhere there, and she
Right.
was hiding there, and the dog is starting to, you know, chase the rabbit. Of course, she didn't catch her. We didn't eat the rabbit. It was a young one. And then we have hawks here. It's so in general, it's more wild
Oh,
here. We have a lot of walking, and because there are like kind of mountains and hills. Uh, mm, I found a way to get away from the village very quickly because there are a lot of dogs, stray dogs around, and I
right.
don't want any fights. So we found the shortcut to go to the wild, but there's a mountain, like very steep, and the first time I go there at the top I was my condition was really really low,
yeah.
Right.
and because at the beach, you're at zero, just walk, on the
Right.
beach like this. So my condition here is getting better This I have to
Okay, so you're
tell
getting
you that.
healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in
All
one
right.
week I was going on the hill just like that, and now I'm running there. So it's you
Nice.
adapt very quickly there.
And
So
how's
from
the
many
future
point of
wife like it?
views, yeah.
Yeah.
How does she like
You
it? How
look
does the
at
future wife like the place?
Well, she likes it a lot. She likes
Okay,
because it's quieter here. There
gotcha.
by the beach, especially on Sunday, especially on summers,
Right.
it's a crazy place, and we don't have many neighbors here. We are
Okay.
just kind of alone in a circle of 50 meters. I don't see anybody, just few people just
Wow.
walking here around.
Wow.
So generally, it's very quiet. She likes the quietness, and there we had neighborhoods which were very noisy. There were
Right.
children, there were dogs that barking all the time. We have a dog
The,
also, but she's not barking all the time. We don't
so the
allow it.
children were barking, and you keep. I got it. That's
Well,
fine.
the children were barking, and the dogs were shouting like children. It's crazy stuff, really. But also the parents were shouting at the children and at the
Right. Right.
dog, at the same time, and it was a mess all the time, all
Gotcha.
around the year. And so we don't have this anymore. But
Right.
in summer, it will be much, much, much quieter here. So
Oh
it's
wow.
better for creativity.
Okay.
And the most important is also that because I think I've told you that there is a crisis in Europe in general, but it's also in Greece with the houses. And in
yeah.
Greece, here in Crete, there's a big problem. I mean,
Right.
most of the people are that have houses by the sea. They're doing it Airbnb and
Okay.
using it for touristic purposes. And if not, they are renting it for very, very high price now,
Right.
very high. So we just cannot. We are two persons. We just don't cannot afford like. And something else. It's good to change. It's somehow hard the time to adapt. The like 2 3 weeks.
Right.
But when this is over, like now, it's better. It's much better. You get adapt, and you see the new stuff that you have. We have a terrace,
Oh
a
wow.
nice terrace. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's only on the first floor, not first floor, on the ground, the
The
whole
ground floor.
house,
Oh,
ground
very
floor.
nice.
So we don't. The other was you have to go up one.
Gotcha.
For the bedrooms, you have to go to the first floor. So this is better. And now you go to the terrace, just walking outside. We don't have a garden. We have a yard, but we don't
All
have a
right.
garden. But we have a garden around all over.
Right.
So you can see the stars much better here. It's beautiful how to
Oh
see the
wow. So you have
stars.
no.
Really,
There's no
really
light
nice.
pollution. You have no light pollution,
No,
so you
no,
get to
no
see the
light
stars.
pollution. You can
Very
see
nice.
Heraklion, the main city of Crete,
Right.
uh, with the lights there on the distance there, so you can see the pollution of the lights.
Right.
And not so many cars. And other big difference is are the people.
Right.
Here there are not many people, but everyone knows everyone. So in a way you get to know everybody, and you can see the personalities. You can see the persons. You are they are not like strangers to you, like when you're in a big city. I wasn't in a big city. I was just outside, but it was a part of big city. In the summer, more a lot of people were coming around, and a lot of noise, and you can see many
Right.
many many faces. And here it's you get everyday connection with the people here, and
Okay.
the people here are more simple. They are villagers. They have olive trees. They have some have animals like goats and sheep and chickens and stuff like that. And they're more simple and more
Right.
original, I would say. Here is the original Crete, actually,
Right.
and they are doing things that their ancestors, no, the people
Yeah.
Ancestors would be
Yeah.
before
right.
them,
Yeah.
ancestors
Ancestors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
were doing, and people like Minoans also, like 4,000 years ago, they were doing the same thing. They were
Right.
collecting olives. They had a garden with vegetables, and of course they were producing wines. They had
Right.
grapes, a lot of, although the grapes slowly they disappear here. It's more hard to have them and
Okay.
they turn it into olive trees. But I think because of the climate change, also the olive trees. I don't know, because this year there was no olives.
Oh,
Last year there were, but
Yeah.
this year there were not.
It seems
And
to be the same across Europe, but the Spanish are
yeah,
suffering with it
yeah,
as
that's
well.
why the price is very high now.
Yeah.
In
well,
fact,
Nut and Ford Motor Company is cutting olive trees to put them in their car. We did a show on that on Funny Haha. We were with Greg Shapiro, and we were talking about that. And there's a Ford Motor Company now is cutting down olive trees to put olives in cars. So,
Yeah.
just FYI.
yeah, but imagine that we have some olive trees here that we
Right.
own, like 17 trees, but for two people it's enough.
Right.
And in fact, we had a production of around 50 kilos last year,
Hmm.
and we spent like 20. And imagine how expensive it is that we were stolen, we were robbed from one piece of the olives that we have, like about 17 kilos. So
Wow.
we lost
Yeah.
them. Somebody stole it. It's expensive. It's like it costs like 150 euros now. The
Wow.
17
Yeah.
kilos. It's very expensive.
Are these the big black ones or the
Whoa,
green?
whoa, whoa.
The
No,
Calm
no, no,
down.
no. Those we eat actually. It's a small.
yeah.
In Crete, there's a small green, which we eat
Okay.
also. You can eat all the
Yeah.
olives, but you talk
Yeah.
the big black ones are in Peloponnese mostly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had them at Alchios as well when I lived there. They had them
Chios
as
maybe
well.
also, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
but I hear some and talk with people, and they say that the olives they need also winter. And this
Okay.
year there's no winter again. It's the second year that there's no winter. The rest of the year, I think, David, you have snows or something. In Poland they have snow,
Yeah.
full
Well,
full
we
of
had
snow.
Saturday. It's Saturday morning. It's now we're now Monday. Saturday morning it was -2, and today it's +11.
But it's a colder winter this year, right?
Wet, 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 wet.
But you're
So
always wet.
we're back onto the rain again. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we had a period of about a week when it was -2, -6, a tiny bit more of a sort of a like almost like a sugary covering of snow.
Right.
And then now it's raining, and we had this big storm that came through last night, Storm Aisha, which was we got
Yeah,
the
it's all
tail end
over
of that from
Europe,
the
I think,
UK.
because we kind
Yeah,
of have it, I think, as well.
yeah, it's now going out, now going north, and that brought a lot of wind and a lot of mild weather. So because
Mm.
yesterday was everything was white and slushy, and today it's all gone. We're back to
So you have a
strong winds.
normal winter that it like.
Well, I hope so. For me, I don't necessarily want to be out in the snow and the ice, but I know other
Yeah.
people like it, but it's not for me.
Yeah, but those the seasons that we have, they regulate the whole thing. It's also vegetation. This is what I wanted to say, that I didn't know that, but the olive trees, they need some days of
And
cold because they sleep.
yeah,
They go to sleep. They don't do anything. They sleep, so they can produce later. And we didn't have much of the winter. Now, a few days we have a cold, but mainly with rain. We need the
yeah.
rain, of course. So
I
maybe
think
there
I
is a
think
production
the
of.
olive trees are a bit like sprouts, Brussels sprouts. I think because it's cold, when it gets really cold and gets a frost, then it produces sugars in the plant, and
Yeah.
that just helps the taste in general. So it doesn't freeze because sugary moisture has a slightly lower freeze point. So the plant, to protect itself, produces this sort of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
They
it's
need.
it's seriously wacky weather. Because if I look out the window now, it looks like it's spring. And
Yeah.
last week I was sitting here with a scarf on, with
That's
the
true.
heater on, complaining about the cold. So yeah,
Yeah. Like 2 days ago, we had 20 degrees, with sunshine, and and now
yeah,
it's
So for everybody not in Europe and the rest of the world, 20 degrees, just so we're all clear, is 70 Fahrenheit. Just so we let everybody know, because people in America are going to go 20. That's cold, but no, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So we have to help
now
them out
20
here.
is
So
lovely, lovely.
that's
20
beautiful. Are
degrees.
you
That's
kidding?
that's
ooh,
We've
sit,
been
that's
at,
sitting
spring. It's
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
it's sitting outside
mhm,
on your terrace. 20 degrees.
yeah.
That is lovely.
And we
Yeah,
do,
I'm
Yeah.
and we
waiting
do.
for the spring, because spring is here really wonderful. It's full of
Oh yeah. Yeah.
flowers and many kind of different, like orchids, uh, irises, different kind. There's it's really wonderful island here.
Yeah.
It's There are different things by the sea, different things here, and there are also the mountains. We have high mountains here, above 2,000 uh, meters, two and a half.
Well,
And here we are in between the mountains, so you can see them both. The scenery is also nice, and so it's different. It's different than it used to be, and we like it. We like it. It's
Mm.
there is.
most
I
important,
really
to be
recommend.
healthy, to be in love,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. The rest is you will find it.
If people like all the greenery and the colors of spring, I was fortunate. The very first year I lived in on Chios, we got there just before Easter, and everything was flowers everywhere. And of course,
Yeah.
it's so quick, isn't it? Because then
But
the
you have
heat
been
comes
living
and
there. You have been living there
yeah, yeah. I
for
lived
how
on
long?
Chios, yeah, for about 9 months on Chios.
9 months. I have a friend
Yeah.
there. You
Okay.
were you did you go to the villages, the medieval villages, very nice villages.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Gentlemen, I don't want to go off topic, but we do have a fan that is actually asking us questions. So we're
Okay,
going to go
Okay.
back to this.
go for
But
it.
what she wants to see is what I'm wearing. She wants to see, she says, the one you're wearing, I like the artwork and I'm curious to see how it looks on clothes. If it's the eye. So let me just do a single shot of myself. Not that I'm doing this to,
Oh,
because
Stephen.
I'm,
Yeah.
I know. Listen, I
I mean,
type it to myself. Be quiet. So
yeah.
anyway, so this
I
is
mean, Adam.
this is from Adam, our guest that's on today. You can get it in our merch store. It is a not this one is not a hoodie.
But you
The
have to
one behind
stand.
me,
You have to stand
I
because
can't
we
really
don't see
stand.
the.
If I stand, it doesn't do anything. There you go.
Ah,
It's just
okay.
as the picture. How's that?
Okay,
There,
that's right.
there
There's
you
a
go.
space there.
There you go.
There's the full artwork. There's
Yeah.
some artwork there. You can get any of this in our merch store. David, what's our merch
Yeah.
store address?
It's was it two OF two old farts dot
Never mind, David.
VIP,
I'll
I
get it
think.
for us.
Yeah.
All right, this is good.
Yeah. We'll
The
put it.
merch.
No, I
So
was
if
just trying.
I know if you want to buy the
Look.
merch, it's at 2oldfarts.vip. It's the number
Yeah.
2oldfarts.vip, and you can go under Adam on the Eve, and this is available for sale. So thank you for asking and saying that you like it. We greatly
There we
appreciate it.
go. There we go. We'll put it at the bottom here.
There you go.
But
There
yeah,
you
so
go.
when you go onto the website for the merch, you have to click on Adam's show, and it'll
Yep.
take you to quite a large selection of stuff that he's very generously let us produce.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're fans. So
Yes. And we
yeah,
have some
well,
of
you
this
know, I
stuff.
mean, we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people on the shows, and I'm not a fan of all the
And
art. I
it's
mean, I appreciate,
increasing.
Really? Wow, that's crazy.
you know, So
I would
I
think
don't
you would be a
know.
fan of everybody, but all right, good to know.
No, no. Well, I have an electric fan here. That's about as far as I go. But
Okay, well, as long as you have an electric fan, then that's okay.
yeah, but
So,
no, but I'm totally honest. I mean, we have a lot of artists on the show, and I think, okay, I'm not an artist, so I'm always in a sense of wonder when you see people's creativity, on
Well,
paper
with
and
AI,
on
you're
a
an artist
painting or
too
whatever.
now, aren't you?
in a way,
Oh
yeah,
no,
kind of like I mean, if
yeah,
you want to call this art, we
Everybody's
like
an artist with AI,
that's
and
true.
soon everybody will be doing crazy stuff with AI. So,
Yeah.
if not
okay.
already, so just
Well,
Well,
there
and
has
and our
alluded
and
everything
me
our
is
to
and
that.
our and
progressing
our and
very
our
fast.
and our fan says she said thank you for showing it. It says I like it. It looks very nice, actually. Well, thank you. And if you want, you can purchase one or 10 of them. But all our shows have merch, so thank you very much. We're glad we can show it to you. So if there's
Yeah.
anything
And
else
Oh,
you
it's
the
want
not
to
thing
only
of
say,
clothes, right?
no, yeah, from your collection of art, there's lots of other
yeah,
bits and pieces, including
Yeah,
bags and
yeah.
stuff. But all of Adam's art is limited edition, so
that's true.
there'll only be 250 made,
Yes,
regardless of it's not 250 large or
right.
250,
So that means that
smalls.
it's also an investment. Just
Yeah,
don't
so it's
just keep
There you
it.
go.
200,
It's always when it's
250
limited, it's
items.
investment always. You have to know
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
250 items of that particular design, and then it stops. End of. So there you go.
there you go. Then there's no more.
No.
So
Exactly.
So, and the chances of you, well, I mean, the chances of you meeting Stephen are quite high, but the chances of you meeting anybody else on the planet who've got the other 200 and something or other is very, very
yeah.
small. So, if you want to look wow all the time, then you need to wear this hard. So there
Well,
you
like I
go.
said,
That's my promo
I've
done.
worn this out, and I have worn the creation of David out, and people come over to me and they're like, where'd you get it? What is it? And I tell them the whole story, and they're like, oh my God. So, which is very cool. And the creation of David, people have done the same. They've said that is awesome. And I say, it just depends who you want to wear on your chest, David or myself. So there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the artwork is, I love it. It's very nice. It's nice to have it. But I mean, we also have some of Adam's real art here hanging on the wall. So
Yes, we're
it's
very
very nice to
lucky.
be able
And
to,
yeah,
yep, it's very nice
yeah.
to see
He,
his art. It makes you
he was
smile.
generous enough to send us a piece of art each,
Yeah,
and which we really do appreciate. But yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Adam,
So
you do genuinely look a lot happier, a lot more relaxed. You were
Yeah.
a bit stressed,
well,
I think, the
you
last
know
time we saw
something.
you.
It was a difficult transition in a way because psychologically we knew that we were going to move for many months, and we were
Mhm.
trying to find a place to move, but we couldn't. There wasn't.
Yeah,
At first, we tried to find a place close to the sea again.
Mm.
Maybe somewhere else, maybe a little further. No, it's a problem in general, and I hear that it's a problem also in Poland. It's also in the UK. I think
yeah,
everywhere
and in Holland,
in
yeah,
Europe.
Mhm.
It's. I don't know what's going on actually, and to be honest, because of the transition, I don't look too much on the news. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the wars. I don't know
Right.
if something happening, etc. I've been eager to create again, and since things settled down, I started to create again. As you see, I'm more into painting now also, but I do both. I do
Right.
both. I do 3D and painting. But now I paint the one you saw. It's big one. It's one of the biggest I've done. It's 1.5 meter to 1 meter. It's big.
Wow.
It's almost as me. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
171. I'm not that tall, but I was reading that in Greece until the 1930s, the maximum height was about 1 meter 67. That was the
Really?
maximum.
yeah,
I would be very tall at that time.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
because Greece was quite a poor country. It's not that it's rich now, but it's richer than other. But they had problem with food also, and they, what saved them? It's the olive oil, actually,
Hmm.
because it's very energetic with bread, or if when they had bread, and also some kind of we call it horta. It's horta. It means grass. Actually, it's kind of
Right.
eatable grass that you can find, and you boil them and you eat it with lemon. Oh, we have a lot of lemons here,
Oh.
and olive oil, and they mix it. And this actually saved them
Hmm.
here. It wasn't some beans or stuff like that. It was this.
Well, I use olive oil every morning when I make my breakfast. I cook with
It's
olive oil.
it's
It's supposed
it's
to be
it's
good
the
for your
most.
heart and everything.
Yeah, it's the best oil for eating. It's the most
I've
healthy
used
oil.
it for I use it
Most
for everything.
expensive, I think.
Yes, it is. I buy it now in the 50-gallon drums. We have it shipped in and under lock and key. But yeah, we use olive oil for cooking breakfast every morning. It's beautiful. And I read an article many years ago that said it's good for your, I don't know, your heart. It's good for your vein. It's supposed to be good for everything. And I think that
yeah.
with some
But if
scotch
you,
every day, I should live to at least be 100. So
yeah, but you do see that they talk about it as being the Mediterranean diet. So you
yeah.
see people that
Yeah, but this is it's on only as a word now. The people who live here, they don't do it. The Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean
Oh.
diet
no, no,
means less
no,
less meat,
yeah,
and they eat a lot of meat here. And
Yeah.
in general, the people from Crete are actually quite heavy for
are there
me,
any
just quite full.
are there cows on Crete or just sheep?
No, they ate them
Because the
all.
cows are
No, 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 no. The cows are rare. because there are
Yeah.
not many
Yeah.
places.
So it's
Mainly
just sheep
sheep,
and sheep
goats,
and goats.
um, uh, not rabbits. Yeah, rabbits.
Yeah.
Rabbits? Okay, rabbits.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
Okay.
Also part of the diet, the
The
rabbit.
domestic, the domestic are the rabbits or
Rabbits
the
can be domestic, sure.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, the other ones are the hares, the ones with the
chickens.
long chickens.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The
Right,
hare. Yeah, it wasn't the rabbit that we saw. It was the wild
It was
one.
a
The
hare.
hare.
Yeah, the
It was a
hare
right,
with the
hare.
long
It
ears,
was a
with the
hare.
long ears. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the one, the wild one.
Yeah. Well, it won't be
And
long before another month or so they'll be out fighting in the fields again. When I go for my
yeah, yeah,
morning
yeah. They
walk, I
make a
see
lot of
them
children.
all fighting. Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
That's
God.
always
I thought they did
Uh,
something else. Nah, never mind. So,
no,
yeah. So
no.
we
The
have a
males,
sheep here.
they all rut. So it's a rutting season. So
gotcha. Very cool.
yeah.
So, Adam,
But he
this is
box as well.
brand.
She's amazing.
It's brand new. This is January 2024. The first show of Adam on the Eve for the new year. So, what do you have in store for us for the next the year coming up? I know you have artwork coming up and a whole bunch of stuff.
There are a lot of things. You know something? I feel that I'm in a change,
Right,
and it's also the age, getting older in a way, but I'm also, my thinking is different, and the change is literal, but it's also, in a mental way also, and it's going along with the change that is happening to the world in general with the AI and everything. And
right,
I think that a lot of people, maybe more people, are feeling that there is a change going on. We are in front. We are already into a very, very big change, very big
right,
change. And the AI is the change. I mean, a lot of people, because with the artists, they are saying, oh, what's going to happen, there have been so many changes before. People sometimes they paralyzed with the industrial revolution like this, and I think that's not.
right,
Every kind of change that happened to humanity before, it was more of an extensions of the hands, of the feet, like the cars, like tools with the hands.
right,
We haven't understood it very well. We are talking about a change that is the extension of the mind. We have
right,
created something that makes decisions of its own. We never had that thing before, and it's
right,
going to make decisions to become better in
right,
itself. We don't understand it. It's the biggest change that ever happened, and it's going to affect everything and everybody,
right,
and it's going to happen soon. And unfortunately, we don't have the time. We're not ready for it. One of the decisions that I finally made, that I'm going to go to a village, it's because I believe, I've told it before, I believe that people will become more and more crazy. They're already crazy.
right,
You can see, I don't follow the news, but I see sometimes on Facebook, on other stuff, that there's a lot of violence. It's more violent. So the society is more violent now. Especially,
right.
I don't know what happens in your countries, but I know that in Greece it's happening. There are a lot of killings um, from children, even in the schools.
Yeah.
We never had that before here. There are a lot of killings from the men are killing the wives. Like this happened
Well,
after
I can
pandemic.
understand. I can understand that. That's okay. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's
but
sad that it happens.
Yeah.
that's always been the case. So unfortunately, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
No, it's
a
getting
lot
bad.
of
I think it's getting worse because, like when
It's
is it?
getting more
Columbine
violent.
happened,
It's getting
right?
more
When Columbine
violent.
happened in the '90s in Colorado, where they did the biggest school shooting at the time, I think everybody was shocked. But I think we were more shocked because CNN was around and you can cover it live. Where I think you've had killings before, but now because we have this 24-hour news cycle, where like if anything
Yeah.
happens, it's everybody's covering it. It's all over the news alerts. It's
Yeah,
all
but
this.
10
It's all
years
that.
ago there was still internet. You could still have
Right, but
Facebook,
now it's
and
more because they've got to fill it up with more content and more this, and you've got to make things
Yeah.
I've seen some
sensational.
statistic, and it's
Right.
the violence is increased, especially in
Oh,
Greece.
I
I don't
agree
know
with
what
that. I think it's gotten worse.
it's increased. I think
Yeah,
that people are getting nuts a little more,
yeah, I agree.
and
That I agree with.
it will be more and more because of many. AI will play its role because, as I tell you, that people are going to lose their jobs slowly,
Right.
more and more. It's already happening. It's already
Yep.
happening, and every kind of profession will be affected. every kind of profession. Now, how we can protect ourselves from this? Look, I was thinking, and I was, we were hearing about AI from a long time, and they were
Hmm.
saying, oh, so what are the professions of the future? Programmer. Well, not anymore. Programmers they have lost their job because of the AI. And they were saying, oh, the creative works like artists. Well, we're losing our jobs also. you
Right.
know and it's there is I cannot imagine any kind of job that will not be affected somehow. Some will
No,
be
there's an article
totally
this weekend.
eliminated.
There's an article this whole weekend in the FT. They did a whole series on the new tech in the next 10 years, if you will. So you're going to have to learn how to speak to AI, use AI, artificial, virtual
It
reality,
won't help
augmented
you. It
reality,
won't help you.
everything.
It's
No,
not
no,
it's
not only that, but it won't help you. But the people that are learning it, that can work with with AI, are the ones that'll have a job. Like we use AI constantly for the show, and we use AI in my real life. We use it for emails, letters, numbers, everything. Like so, instead of me having to hire now 35 analysts, I can literally have AI do the same thing. I can just have 5 people and we just review it. So
Yeah, but
that's
this
where
is a
it's starting to do it.
disruption. This is a sudden disruption of the
Right.
system. And this is the
Yeah,
problem. We don't have the
but is
time to
that
change.
is it that dynamic? I mean, did not the Industrial Revolution do exactly the same? Put
Yeah, but it
thousands
took
of
it took
people.
it took a longer time. People had the time to adapt somehow. Now here we don't have the time. And I tell you that the change here now is going to be much bigger.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
Yeah, but Adam, I challenge you now to walk into your village and ask the first 10 people you meet how they're feeling about artificial intelligence.
They don't know what it is.
Exactly. So
Of
it's
course,
so
of course they are saying,
so
is it going to collect the olive for me?
yeah.
The
So
olives.
so
Well, it
so
can
there,
at some point.
Of course it
there's
will.
a
Of course it will. With
no, we're a
drones
long
and
way
other
from that.
stuff, there are already
Well,
new new
we're a
machines that
long
are
way from
coming up.
that. They've been having the debate here in Holland as well about picking fruit in the because greenhouses, as you know, in Holland is massive. I mean, there are so many. There's more,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
and the question remains that the technology is just not as efficient as somebody coming from from what used to be the old East Bloc behind the Iron Curtain countries who come and pick it all by hand. They're
Right.
cheaper and quicker, but because the technology is not there. But when they've been able to switch over, when I lived about 10 years ago, before I moved down here, behind me there used to be a huge greenhouses full of cucumbers. And it's they're quite difficult to pick, quite intensive, quite heavy, quite just not the most pleasant of jobs. And then they revamped the whole thing, sacked everybody, and 6 people ran it, and two of them ran it on the phone, and it was totally automated, 24/7.
Hmm.
That machines would go and pick the cucumbers, and it would go onto the packing line.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what 10 years ago, but still there's a shortage
10
of
years
labor.
ago, it's long history now. Long
Yeah,
history.
10 years ago. I
It's
mean,
totally different. We're in a total different world.
I
there are
think
still
AI at
just
some
some
point
things
will
that
change. I think it'll change it where it will. It's either, listen, at the end of the day, in 10 years, it's either going to take us over or it's going to make our lives better. So it's like, it's either going to be A or B. And I
Look,
think a
both
lot
will
of that,
happen. Both will happen.
yes and no,
I'd have to
It's
it
agree with
already
that.
depends who's
happening both.
right. But it's going to be either people are going to embrace it. Like I'm embracing AI. Like I said, I'm looking for HAL 2001. I'm a happy guy. I want to talk to it. I want to that's cool. But other people are terrified of it. I think if we embrace it and teach it what we need, we're good. I think people are worried it's going to be sort of like a James Bond evil villain. It's going to wake up one day and you're going to have the Terminator. And I don't think that's true. I think that AI is one of these things where if you use it right, it's good for, like, where they're using it for healthcare and they're using it for the hieroglyphics and they're using it for your mental well-being and they're using it for all this other stuff. I think that's awesome. I do think that there's this other side to it, a dark side, and I think that's just up to the public in general, not our leaders who are fucking morons, and not our scientists who are making it. They're another bunch of idiots, but I think it's up to the public in general to say, this is how we want to use it. It's like the internet. The internet, what's it good for? Porn. I mean, you know what I mean? And why? That's
Oh
because what the
no,
public
no,
wants.
cats,
Let's make cats
cats.
and cats. But I'm saying, so the public kind of determines what they're going to do with it. We use AI to make sure that we can put out a good product, or we can do this, or we can do that. So we use it a little differently, I think, than most. But like I have friends who use it that have started to use it now for business and they like it. They're not getting rid of anybody. They just say, wow, it does this more efficiently, or it gives us another way to look at things. We know someone who wrote a book who used it to clean up his book. So, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with it, and it doesn't have to control you. You can use it for the betterment. But the problem is people are lazy. They're going to use it for ways to, if you will, scam
Yeah,
people, steal things, take over the world, and it's a whole bunch of stuff. So that's where my
Exactly.
biggest concern is. That's where my concern is on an AI.
yeah. But you
So
touched on a couple of things like cleaning up your book. I mean, you'd have a copywriter do that for you, or
right,
somebody to go through it. So their jobs are gone.
yeah,
Translation,
I
they're
use
gone.
mine for
Most of
translation all the time.
Look,
most
look,
of the
every profession will be affected. I cannot
Yes,
imagine a profession that will not be affected by this. And look, uh, when there will be jobs lost, because every coin has two sides.
right, right,
And you said that there's one sign and another sign, but i- i- we would love to, have faith to humanity and say, oh, people are going to use it in a good way somehow.
yeah. Humanity
We
sucks.
know the history, we
Yeah,
know the history. You know
we're
what
a
followed?
war
You know
people.
what followed actually? And Harari was saying, the historian, yeah, he was saying recently about what happened after or during the industrial revolution. There was
Right,
the colonization period.
right,
They had to,
yeah.
because they had the means, like the trains, because a lot of things came from machines, the trains, aeroplanes later, and stuff like that,
right.
and they started to expand. Like the
Mhm.
big countries started to expand, and even smaller, like Belgium, they started to expand and have colonized. And uh, will this happen again with the new revolution with the AI? They started colonizing in a different way. I don't know. Is it going to happen?
Well,
Is it going
I
to
would.
happen?
I think the issue there, I think, we had this discussion last week on the Lost Dollar Business Club. If you look at there's only about five companies that own all these big data sets and data
Right.
centers, and they're all American. So work that out. What's going to happen next?
Well, we're good with that, by the way. Let's not get carried away with that. That we can change the subject. We like that. So
So
it's good to be an American, just for that one reason. We own everything. And you know who owns the data centers? Just so we can add some fuel to the fire? Jews. So there you go. So
yeah,
not only do
yeah.
we own America, and we own the data centers. So I'm just saying, you're welcome. So we're
There
here
you
for
go.
you. So, but Adam, it has been a pleasure. Happy 2024. We haven't seen you. This is our first show. So for all the
Yeah, yeah,
fans
yeah. All
watching,
the best
just so
to everybody.
everybody knows that every Monday at 8:45 Eastern, which is what time for you guys? Jump
For
in
me, it's
anytime.
quarter to three. Quarter to
Okay,
three. I
so
live in
Yes,
at
for me it's
at
quarter to four because
okay,
I'm
so if you're in Greece at quarter to four, so it would be what is that?
three
15:30,
forty-five.
3:40?
Three
No, I'm just saying
forty-five.
15 military time.
well. An
I know what it
easy way
is.
is to follow our social, because
Yeah,
we post at the social
Yeah.
each time we have it
yeah,
around that time. That now,
yeah.
well,
About
always that
15, 20
time.
minutes before. Yeah. So
And
next
and
Monday, Adam will
maybe,
be back. Yes, yes.
yeah, maybe
Yes, of
next
course.
Monday I can
Yeah.
persuade Adam to send me some art so we can have a look at some of
Ooh.
his art
I
next
will, because I
next
have
week.
some art. Because I could send you some now, but I wanted to talk about the change and
No, no,
stuff
Yeah.
no,
like
no.
that
But
because
next
Change
week
is
it'd be
good.
really good to have a look at some of the art. So
Yeah.
you
People love
yeah,
your
yeah,
art.
yeah.
It'd be good.
you know where to find us.
That's right. So
So
we will see
I
everybody
will love it
next
more in
Monday
the future.
morning. And to make it easy for everybody, at I'm sorry, 8:45. I'm going to start drinking.
yeah,
8:45
get it
EST,
right,
which is New
Stephen.
York. I know. 8:45 New York City time in the morning every Monday. Adam is here for 45 minutes to an hour, as
Yeah,
this person
Oh,
did. They
that's
asked questions
difficult
about his
time.
artwork.
Eight
yeah,
forty-five. They are going
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
to work.
for some strange
yeah.
reason, it seems to be important that it's New York time. I mean, who cares? what time it is in New
Well,
York. Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker. I care, and every time I mention New York, I get $1. So it's New York time, 8:45 in the morning
Yeah.
every Monday. Adam is here. Adam on the eve. And next week
so
we're going to
guys in
show
New
up.
York, happy Monday and good
There you go.
work. I wish you best work, and don't worry, everything will be fine.
Just remember,
Everything. He has his fingers crossed behind his back as he says that, and his
Yeah.
toes crossed, and his legs crossed, and everything
Yeah.
else. David, as they say, would you like to take us home? And everybody, thank you
Yeah,
for
I'd just
watching.
like-
Thank you for your comments today. Go ahead.
I'd just like to say hashtag World War III then.